Her first mark, we talked about it going off. She'll pick up a couple. She's got the 4, at least the 2, 4, the 5. She'll have no problem. She'll lay it right in here and make this shot.
Bruce Stephen predicted 2 marks for Giselle Arsenault, and I must say,
well, that was one of them.
If that's an indication of your credibility in the predictions department.
Ooh.
Oh, now that hurt.
All right, Giselle picks up the 8 there. The crowd get behind to give her a big round of applause. Dave Barron and all the gang up there at Fairlanes in Moncton are all gathered around the TV set right now watching their bowler, Giselle Arsenault. And let's see what happens.
On the head
good
pin.
Hit. Need some help here.
If only she could get that
split.
Well, I wonder if she can get that piece of dead wood in front of the 6 to roll over and take the 7, Bruce.
Well, she may try to come off the end of the wood here and get the ball to go over, but that's tough. It is real tough.
It's a tough split.
Yeah, it goes deep the other way. Try to get it over. Try to bring the wood across. That was a real tough split. Looking for 10.
Well, she would like to see her get a 10 here, because after all those 10s and then 9s, she came up with 5 and 8 in the 4th and 5th boxes. So
that comes back with a 9 there.
That's a 9 anyway.
And Trudy Atwell steps up. Now, you got to believe Trudy's going to mark. She opened with a spare and a strike. Has not marked since then. In the 5th frame now, 2nd string. She's too good a bowler to go that long without marking. Left-hand side. Wants to come back and really sink this one deep.
It's on the head
good
pin.
Hit.
Yes. She got it for another mark, her 3rd mark of the day.
Trudy Atwell. Let's take another look at that one. There was some hesitation on the 10 pin. You're going to see that's the one on the far right. But bang, a perfect hit. Did she get it? Yes.
Yeah,
one again.
Yeah. Trudy Atwell.
Okay,
3rd mark, 1st to the 2nd string. What you going to get on it? Here's the answer to that question and many more.
Good 7 pin count.
And wood in front, which should help her put another spare on back of that one.
Should be able to lay it right in here and snowplow the wood right across.
Yeah, let's see if she does it. Seems to be on target.
Ooh, she knifed it in between, coming back, but
coming back, it's not going to play. No. Oh, well. She hopes to get a 10 out of this. She did get a 7 on the mark, and that's important. She's 51, 1 over.
Now, that wood is rolling, but she can throw the ball. She has a choice now to throw the ball if she chooses. If it's a distraction for her, of course, she won't.
Well, it was distracting for her a little earlier.
Yeah. Down this time. Bang, right on the pin. Trudy Atwell. There, 7 on it, then a 10. Gets a good round of applause. As she sits down, she goes to 61, 1 over. And lifts her team into a 20-pin lead now. Neither team is open. And Bob Doothright is up. Bob, he's got to start thinking things are getting a little bit serious here. We're down by 20. Nothing to panic about.
Ooh.
Oh, nice drop there with the 5.
Looks
That's
like
a
we get
big
Bob's
break for him.
first mark of the 2nd
all the
string
wood
coming up here.
All the wood's going to clear out except the one covering the 7. And this should not be a problem. He doesn't, well, he just wants to get in this area right here. He can afford to miss it a little bit on the right-hand side. Here's the shot. Bang. Right on. Bob Doothright picks up the spare. A timely one now because his team trails by 20 less what he gets on this ball here. You just know he'd like to sink this one for about 9.
It's definitely time for Bob Doothright to come into play. Oh, look.
Not what he wanted at all. Yeah. Not only does he not get the good count, but he doesn't have the good spare chance. Back with a pretty good-looking ball there, though. Interesting to see what he'll do here, whether he'll try to get on this pin and get all 10, or whether he'll play it safe. I think he's going to play it safe. No way. Whoa. Sorry, Bob.
He took the chance.
I questioned that. He sure did. And made it look real easy. Now Brian Dagnall up. Brian at 38, 2 down. His team up by 18 right now.
Right on that head pin, but look at that split. Whoa, late action. 7 weebling, ever so tenuously holding its ground, but it remains on the plate.
O'Brien has got to get this pin over here. Now he's got to, or get the ball over there. Well, now come back, play the left-hand side. So that with an 8. Now the difference is 16 pins, and after Brian finishes here in the 6th, all 4 bowlers will have 4 frames to come, or looking at another way, 8 frames per team. See what Dagnall can do here. On the front end again. Well, He is a little bit of a hard luck bowler, but this is not so bad. Wood coming in behind there. All he has to do is catch it right there. This could go very, very quickly.
The king and putting some of his course.
Yeah.
With Wood in front of that 5, that's kind of wobbling. He's going right on the band.
Yep.
And
too far to the right-hand side.
So now he'll go for that 4-pin, hope it'll drive the 7.
He really wants to have.
We'll take the 7 and get a 10.
Have them both there. Get them both.
Got it.
Good pinning from Brian Dagnall in the 6th frame. He's going to sit down, and Giselle Arsenault is going to get back up.
344 to 328. Yeah, you said it.
And I think the folks in Moncton at Fairlanes, Mountain Road, and Heritage Court are saying, Giselle, the time is now.
Nice looking ball there.
Well, she's going to get a little coverage on that 10-pin, so she's got the 4 horsemen, and plus this piece of wood here covering the 10-pin. Again, it's the ball on this side or the ball in here and kicking the pin over. Whichever way you want to look at it.
Either one of them, but no, too far to the left. And only took 2 of those 4 horsemen. He's got the 7 in the corner.
Yeah.
1 up in front.
1, 7, 10. It's the feather shot with coverage on the 10.
Yuck.
Well, the crowd getting behind Giselle here. Struggling just a little bit right now. 19 pins, that's the difference. Again, not panic time for Arsenault or Doothright, but time is starting to run out a little bit.
Now, Giselle is really struggling.
Yeah. Really wants to sink this one. Right
better
with
after
the
such a
strike ball.
good first string.
Yeah. Oh, my, she got right on the object pin and came up real short. Well, this is real tough here to get any more than 2 of these pins. She'll probably play it in this area here. That's the way she goes. Gets 1 of those to build up with a 6. So Giselle will sit down. She has 2 frames to come. She wants to sit down, get her composure going, build up her confidence a little bit, and go out big. Right now, Trudy Atwell steps up. 61-1 over. A chance now to add to her team's lead. She can pick up a mark. Good hit.
Whoa!
9 in a hurry.
What a shot.
Now, she's got a whole mess of wood, but it's all disappearing in a hurry. And what it's going to come down to is a single pin, that being the 10. Now, she can, and she's waiting right now. That wood is starting to move over, and it's moving rather quickly.
Uh-oh.
Well,
you know it's what happens when
well,
you got a nose staring in the face.
I think she's going to be all right. She is.
Okay.
She had to make the shot on the nose. She did.
Right.
That's a big shot for Trudy Atwell. 23 pins now. The difference, and Trudy open here. Things are getting a little serious for Arsenault and Doothright. On the mark. Good count.
Wow.
7-8. And another great spare chance. All she has to be is on the front pin. Anywhere in that front pin, and she'll have another spare. You can take that to the bank.
You bet. Got it.
Okay.
Back to back now for Trudy Atwell. 3 in the 2nd frame, including these back-to-back spares in 7 and 8 boxes. Here comes Bob Doothright. He's had a spare in the 5th and the 2nd frame. Had 4 marks in the 1st string.
Well, right now, all of a sudden it's getting very serious for Doothright and Arsenault, and he's got to come up with a mark here in the 7th or 8th.
A lot of ground to make up now.
This is a tough one. He's going to try and split those pins and get something over on the left-hand side on the 7. There you see it. It's tough. He may play it on the outside here and just try to kick everything this way.
So we're looking for the 3-pin. He's got the 3-pin.
Boy,
Gets the
that was
5 and almost had that 7.
I can't tell you how close he came to making that shot, and that was a tough shot. This guy's not going to quit on you, I can tell you that. Bob Doothright gets up to 10 there. Goes to 69, 1 under. And he's just thinking mark right now.
Bob, a heavy equipment operator for the city of Moncton.
Yeah.
40 years old, has been bowling for 20 of those 40 years. 122 average, and had 122 in the 1st string, and not having a whole lot of luck here in the 2nd string.
He knew he had to be on the front pin, and he got on the front pin and just got a terrible break, punching straight back through. He'd really like to pick up 4 of these 5 pins. But even that's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
He's got 3 of them. He can go to that with an 8. Bob Doothright gets a good round of applause. You know, flat 5 there from Brian Dagnall as he makes his way to the ball rack. And he gets set to roll. Brian Dagnall right now at 56. He's 4 under. His team up by 33. he punches out on the left-hand side. Brian Dangle at 122 in the opening string. Great second ball. Just a super second ball. Everything but the 10. He should get that down without a problem. The good coverage he has on it.
Oh, look at that.
I'll tell you what, we might have played that a little loosely, but not only that, we might have called that a little loosely. That was that piece of wood just wasn't all that good. Looked like he had it covered there, and we called it that way. And Weiss is wrong.
I guess Weiss was.
Brian Dangle comes back again, crashes it on the front end. Now, piece of wood there. If it comes back a little bit, he may go to that piece of wood. Watching it roll. He may play that wood right over here, have the wood come right across, and take the 5 and the 8, and then carry on for the 10. That's the way it's going. Oh, yeah! Great shot for Brian Dangle. Well, an excellent shot for him to finish off the 8th frame with, but that is a big mark, and things look very, very good now for Atwell and Dagnall.
I guess 32 pins.
Yeah.
You got to say it looks good.
And you know, you got to be impressed with Trudy Atwell. We're going to have a look at that one in just a moment, but Atwell started off with the strike, early spare, and then the strike, then she cooled off, but she's finishing very, very strong. Now let's go and have a look at that spare that Brian Dagnall just picked up. It was a big one, an interesting shot.
This is
a different one.
Yeah,
that's
this
a bad
is the
piece of
shot.
wood.
You see, that is so frustrating because, as you say, it appears to be fine coverage, and it's the same thing when the nose is sticking up there. I'll tell you now,
You're an old nose man yourself.
I'm not much of a bowler, but I'll tell you, when I see that happening, even for a pro, experienced bowler, that's tough.
But the one we didn't get to see was the one with the wood way on the left-hand side, and he played that letter perfectly. He had to come all the way across and sweep the plate, and that's a big mark for him going out.
Let's go to the scoreboard for a second, Bruce, and see how we're doing. With only 2 frames to go before show number 6 in the first round is history. And there you see it, Giselle Arsenault, nary a mark on the board. Did have a tremendous first string, though, with all those 10s and 3 9s for a 97 3-ender. She does have an average of 101. And then in the second string, struggling, I would have to say, Bob Doothright with the marks in the first string, and then a mark in the 5th. Trudy Atwell, marks coming back for her. She established that she was a markster in the first 2 frames, and now she's putting down spares. And Brian Dagnall, open, the only man open at this point. We're going to come back with the final 2 frames right after these messages. Come on back.
Glenn Medeiros is certified gold. Humanly certified gold. Wham is certified gold.
I'm so scared.
Anderson and Laurie, certified gold. Hart is certified gold. Kenny G, Dan Fields, The Nylons, Tina Turner, all certified gold from Quality Records. It's in stores now.
It's the time together, laughing with the ones you love.
Enjoy our Christmas Shoppers Special. Econobox large salad medium fries just $14.25 till December 24th.
At Alexander Keith's, we're great believers in tradition. That's why after 150 years or so, we've started another one. Alexander Keith's Light. We took the time to do it right.
UNICEF cards are known for their beauty and the development projects they support. Join me in helping UNICEF immunize the world's children. Send UNICEF cards.
For a free brochure, call or write UNICEF today.
Hi, I'm Tom Jeffries. Join me every morning on 92 CJCH, where we'll continue to play favorites from the 60s, 70s, and 80s throughout the holiday season. So, while entertaining family or friends, enjoy at least 30 minutes of 92 CJCH's commercial-free favorites of yesterday and today almost every hour.
Merry Christmas, 92 CJCH.
We're back at Baisley Lanes in Dartmouth, the number 7 mixed candlepin challenge in ATV. And this is Giselle Arsenault. At 63, that's
Well,
$1,700.
the time has arrived for Giselle and Bob Dutheright. Paul, 32 pins down, plus the opposition have 2 marks going. This is a real tough split.
Yep.
For Giselle.
Yep.
A couple of those. Giselle will try the 2 on the left-hand side, but she really then has to get the strike ball fired up and ready for the 10th frame. Gets the 9 there. Well, Giselle has bowled 19 frames without a mark. We must emphasize in the first string she had a 97 without a mark.
That's right. Quite an accomplishment.
Yeah. Now it would be great to see her sink that strike ball and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, I struggle to get a 97 with a few marks.
Yeah.
I'm being frank.
The only thing that marks when you're bowling is the ball rack where you kick it. There's all kinds of marks in that. Well,
she's got that 8 behind there, and the wood's not going to come into play at all. She's going to put a ball right in the front pin, I believe, Bruce. Hope that it'll carry through and get that 8 pin, which got the 3 to take out the 8.
Yeah, she's left the 1 and the 10 now.
Yeah.
And she will not mark today, but hey, give her a big round of applause. Mountain Road and Heritage Court in Moncton, the 2 Fairlane centers, and she gets a good round of applause here. She's only been bowling for 6 years, yet she's performing here in front of our cameras and performing very, very well. Giselle Arsenault. Now, Trudy Atwell on the spare. Up to the right-hand side, but picks up 6. Runs the count to 38 now. Very, very impressed with this young lady. 38, couple of pins that Giselle dropped, so that makes it 40 even.
Yeah,
and Brian Hagelin on the mark.
And settles for 8 on that box.
Yep. So an 8 box for Trudy Atwell. The big thing in this now is we don't want to see a 4 box, or at least if you're her teammate and herself. You can't mark. 8s, 9s aren't that bad right now with the lead they have.
Right on the front pin.
Flip the 3, 5, 6, and 10. Play this one on this side or that side.
Here it comes. Final ball for Trudy Atwell.
Too far on the left-hand side. Trudy right now at 103. So she goes over her average with this frame. Picks up a 9 for a 112. Trudy Atwell gets a good round of applause. A 105 and a 112. Bowling very, very well. Now Bob Dutheright. Strike time for Bob Dutheright.
That's right.
He's got the strike ball. We've seen it already. Not to be. Well, 7 pins drop. 3, 6, 10. It's going to take a little more than strike a spare. Taking a long look at this one. Lays it down. It's 2 of the 3. Tell you what, when Brian Dagnan gets up, it's going to be fun time for Brian.
Yep,
he's open on a mark. Good round of applause here for Bob Dutheright as he moves over to the left-hand lane to bowl through his final frame. This week's edition of the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Championship. He'd like to go out with a bang, and he almost got them all. Had some good actions. Left the 6 and 9. Just wants to play it in here. Split the 2. Played it on the outside. Jumped it across in front of the 9. So now for Bob Dutheright. Give him a hand when he gets back to Moncton. He bowled very, very well. Come up with a big 122 in his first string. And here in the second, falters a little bit as Bob picks up the 96. Brian Dagnall, open on the mark. He wants to finish with a flurry, you know that. He's got some things happening here. Big count of 9 on his spare and sets up another excellent chance.
You said it. It's time for Brian to have a good time. He should be totally relaxed now. He's got it. He and Trudy will move on to ours.
Well, he's missed 3 9-pin breaks in this competition today, so the big round of applause. Brian puts the hand down in the crowd, giving him a little bit of a rough time here. So Brian marks again. He and Trudy Atwell bowl very, very well today.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, bang, another 8-pin count there, almost 9. He sets up another spare. All the pressure off Brian Dagnall now. He's at 112, 102, bang. Well, it didn't really matter. There's that one off. There's nothing to it. Single pin's my specialty. So Brian Dagnall finishes off with the 10 to get the 112. But I got to tell you, with all due respect to Giselle Arsenault and Bob Doothright, it was a case of Brian Dagnall and Trudy Atwell going out and taking it away in the latter half of this second string. It was very, very close up until that point, but they just said, we want it more perhaps than Arsenault and Doothright. They went out and made the shots. Let's go to the scoreboard.
You know, Bruce, I wonder what effect Trudy Atwell's explosive beginning had on the tempo that Giselle and Bob were trying to get together. I mean, they just couldn't muster it up. You know, Giselle had a very fine first string, but it's important to keep pace with your opponents. Trudy, of course, had 2 marks in the first string, and Brian responded with a strike and then a spare in the 5th and 6th frames of the first string. I just wonder, what kind of an effect does that have when you see somebody like Trudy getting off to such a strong start? They realize that she's a young bowler, doesn't have a lot of experience, and say, huh, what's she doing?
I think,
and how come I can't do it?
If you're Arsenault rather than Doothright, if Trudy Atwell is going to get a strike and a spare, you want her to do that in the first 2 frames. You don't want them to get hot at the end, and that's really what happened. Brian Dagnall finished strong, and Trudy finished strong with the spares in the 7th and 8th. And really, if they're going to count big, you want them to do it early, and that's what Trudy did, but just kept going for Atwell and Dagnall all the way through.
Well, he certainly did put it together, and we're going to talk to our winners right after these messages. Come on back.
Still playing gotcha with old-fashioned screwdrivers? Well, now there's Power Screwdriver. It fits right on your power drill. Slip in a screw and it locks in place. Power it in fast and straight without scuffing. It comes with interchangeable heads and exclusive depth dial built right in. Number 1 leaves the screw raised. Number 7 automatically countersinks. You can dial 8 different settings and the screw is released at the depth you select. Look, this monster would twist your wrist off the old way, but Power Screwdriver just powers it in. In Formica, it sucks up without scratching. In masonry block, it's sensational. No plug or pilot needed. Work above your head without breaking your back, no matter what the angle. Power Screwdriver comes with a bonus 7-piece nut driver set. Great for swings, bikes, toys, and cars. Also, Nail Driver, a brilliant tool idea. Drop in a nail and drive it home with a simple push. Works in corners where your hammer can't reach. You get Power Screwdriver, Nail Driver, plus 7-piece nut driver set. Only $19.99 from K5.
Available at Eaton, Zellers, Wilco, Kmart, Towers Bonamart, Stedman's. The human zooms, back and forth they go, trying to take just the pictures they want. Now Pentax puts an end to the human zoom. Introducing the Zoom 70, the world's only fully automatic camera with a built-in power zoom lens. All you have to move is your thumb, so you can get this, and this. Put an end to the human zoom. Get the new Pentax Zoom 70 and get the pictures you want.
Sometimes your business needs professional help for your books, an accountant, legal matters, an attorney, loans, your banker, and for computer systems, it's MicroAge. We do more than match the right equipment to your business needs. We follow through, coordinating your training programs, seeing to your installation requirements, looking after your service needs. MicroAge, providing the tools and resources for today's business. MicroAge.
61 Riddell Avenue, Burnside.
Well, we're back to say goodbye once again. We are now 3/4 of the way to the second round of the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Challenge here on ATV. And our winners this week, and we have to congratulate them for a fine effort, Trudy Atwell and Brian Dagnall. And I must say, Trudy, you're very young. You're 19 years old. You've been bowling for 7 years, and you surprised, I think, everybody, maybe even yourself, when you rolled a spare and then a strike.
Definitely.
You weren't expecting to come out that strong.
No, not really. No.
You two bowl in Dartmouth. You at the Bowlodrome, you at Baseley Lanes. Have you bowled together at all?
No, we haven't. No. When I was young.
Not partnership.
No.
But you know this guy.
Yes, I do. When I was younger, he used to teach me youth bowling. A while back, though.
And Brian, just moments ago, your mom was over here trying to take a little bit of credit for the victory today. I don't know, maybe she wants to go to Rio de Janeiro. You want to say hello to your mom out there?
Yeah, I'll say hi to Mom, and yeah, I have to give her a lot of credit for the bowling. She taught me a lot through the years. Give her all the credit due.
Okay, so another Nova Scotia duo goes on. Been to Rio? Been to Rio?
Nope.
Amsterdam? You been to Amsterdam?
No.
So you wouldn't mind taking a trip down that way?
No, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
No.
Well, 55 pins today, a very decisive victory. It really was sealed towards the end when you got your ability to mark. I called you a markster at one point. I don't know if that's the correct term, but you did mark in the final string. Brian, you had a terrific outing, 122 and then a 112. So a tremendous performance by these two Dartmouthians, Trudy Atwell and Brian Dagnall. They will go to our second round. Why don't we take a look at who is coming up on our next episode. Peggy Glenn of Halifax teams up with Rick Dyer, another Dartmouthian, and they will take on Anna Mullen of Newcastle and Niles Much of Douglastown. That will be in our next episode of the number 7 Mixed Candlepin Challenge here on ATV. Hope to see you then. Goodbye, everybody.